Right.
Honest to God, we all are so busy. Okay, here we go. Oh, I think we're live. Hey, Laura, we are on here. It's Friday, TGIF. I am so excited because we have some fun stuff to talk about. But I want to say, okay, everybody, did anybody pick up? We were going to do it at 13 p.m. No, here we are. We even made you guys like really not know. Yes. We are here at 11 a.m.
11
So, Laura, I want to turn it over to you.
Well, I think it's hysterical because sometimes I'm in such a hurry. And you know what's coming up. And I know a lot of you are planning to do stuff for spring break this year because of the fact that a lot of the mandates are gone. But also we have the big problem with the gas prices. So, a lot of people can't afford to go away this year, which I totally understand. Plus, we don't know what's going on in the world. So we got to kind of stay near home if we can. But you know what? Just because you're staying at home, that doesn't mean that you do your work that you normally do at home. You're taking a break that week. That's called spring break. And after all we've been through, spring break should be a great thing this year. But since we're not going away anywhere and staying probably local, I mean, you could rent something from a local Vrbo if you want, or Airbnb, but why don't you make your house into that? I was sitting there thinking this morning and I thought, wouldn't that be kind of cool to set your house up as if it was a Vrbo or you were going on vacation? This sounds really crazy, but take your kitchen table and put it in another room. Have the table set up really pretty as if you were going to a bed and breakfast or a restaurant. Maybe put a little name tags or something. Just make it extra special. And the first thing, these are just ideas I thought of. The first thing I would do would be to get my family together and say, okay, we're going to do a spring break this year, but we're not really going away. We're going to do stuff around the house. And set rules like, all right, well, there's no video gaming in the morning when we're trying to get ready. Kind of sit around and let the kids and the family also be a part of deciding what they want to do and kind of make a little bit of a schedule. That doesn't mean you necessarily have to stick to it, but you do like an itinerary, just like you do when you're going on vacation or you're, set up an itinerary. What time you're probably going to be eating breakfast, what time you eat lunch, what you're going to do, are you going to go out to eat? And so now Debbie and I are going to go through some of the things that we read that you could do for ideas. But again, this is your family spring break. Put your regular routines out of the way. Pretend you're away somewhere and live your life for that week as if it was such a special time that you're like spending lots of money, but you're not. How's that, Deb? Any ideas to add to that?
I love it. And I love the fact that this is stuff that won't break the bank. Right. Because you know what, like you were saying about gas prices, I mean, it's crazy. People aren't really like, so I love this because I feel like the whole family can be part of it, I mean, like, especially in the zone that we've got people that are in all different like categories here. We've got people that have young kids. We have people that are older. We have people that have grandkids. Maybe it's the fact that the parents have to work, but the grandparents have to watch the kids for spring break. So, these ideas are going to be like crazy. And of course, one of the craziest things that young kids like to do is do camp outs. You might not be able to camp out in your backyard, because honestly, I'm looking out my window is right over here and there's a little bit of snow there today, which, in our Chicagoland, but I do remember camping out in our backyard, taking the picnic table, turning it over, doing this whole thing. It was so much fun. But you can do, like Laura said, create that in your house, somewhere. Maybe everybody is going to sleep in one mutual room, especially, this is really geared to a lot of the kids that like, they still want to do all this stuff, and so anyways, you can get so many ideas off of Pinterest. And I know that this is the ideas that we pick up off the online. Some of them come from there, and then Laura, what do you think? Have you got any other things towards that? Like,
I'm thinking since, we all have cameras on our phones and stuff like that. I also, what do you first thing you do when you're on vacation? You take pictures. You take pictures of the stuff that you're doing.
Right.
Take pictures of everything you're doing. Even in the morning as the kids are waking up, and make kind of like a memory book with all those different pictures and what you did, and label it. Give your spring break a name. Again, this is all fun stuff you could do with your family, and everybody will be involved. The kids, everybody wants to have their say so. This is their time to do that. And within reason, you plan stuff. With the pictures, I just love that idea. Puzzles are good, when it's raining outside, and you could start a puzzle and just put it on a table in the middle of the room somewhere and start it. And then as everybody walks by, they could put a piece or two in there. That would be kind of a neat thing, to take pictures of your progress. And then at the end, have the picture of what you did. Deb, you have any other ideas that we were reading about this morning?
Yeah, definitely. I think here's another one. Do a main attraction. Pick some fun movie. Yeah, you know what? It's kind of funny. During the pandemic, my oldest daughter even had some of her girlfriends over, and they did a big movie night in the backyard they got a screen and everything, and it was crazy. They actually made charcuterie boards, and they had wine and all that. But let's just think about, well, the grandparents and the parents could have that stuff, but the kids are probably going to want popcorn and all this stuff. But pick some kind of fun family movie, that you could download or you could find, and just like be all in on it. Okay. Sometimes, what movie I love to watch is those ones about the dogs that play basketball, Buddy, almost, something crazy, and just have fun. Maybe you've already seen the movie 100 times, but the kids maybe haven't, but that's like your main attraction. Everybody gets to say so. Maybe that'd be a pizza night, and maybe it could be a homemade pizza night. Get some dough, a lot of stores sell. If you have a local Trader Joe's, they sell dough like in a bag, and it's $1.29, and we'll buy those bags and then we'll make pizza. So that would be good. And then puzzles, like you said, Lori, I mean, gosh, that's good. Or literally have somebody volunteer to do like a story time too. I mean, we're talking about whoever's watching this, you might have kids that are like all different ages. So maybe have the older kids read to the younger kids, or maybe it'll incorporate some cousins. I mean, like there's a lot of stuff that we could look up here. Every day can have a theme. It doesn't mean the whole entire time you're going to do all the same stuff,
Right.
So
yeah, I could see like saying, setting themes up and say, oh, well, today we're going to do Hawaii, and then wear like Hawaiian stuff and decorate the house a little bit with Hawaiian stuff with fresh flowers and stuff. But, like I said, you could be so creative. Have a puppet show,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And Debbie was talking about doing the movie outside. That's huge now. And I think Ollie's had a cheap projector for sale. If anybody has an Ollie's, buy them. I think they did, but they're not expensive. You can do it in your. I did that once in my garage. I had a white wall in the garage, and we did a movie thing, and it was just so much fun. I even rented a popcorn machine. I mean, you can make it like a carnival type of a fun thing too. But again, you sit around with your family and you talk about this, you vote on things. Turn off the TV in the background. You have to turn off the TV, no electronics, no phones when you're having this meeting. Okay. And like I said, you could have theme nights, you could have theme food nights, do Mexican one night, do Chinese another night, do Italian, the pizzas, all kinds of stuffs, and visit a playground. I know we do that a lot, but maybe go to a playground that's not in your neighborhood. Find another playground in another neighborhood, somewhere different, so the kids feel like they're actually somewhere else. We could do a lot of stuff. They could bring toys along, or let me see, I'm looking here. Oh, this is cute. How about opposite day, when you have breakfast for dinner?
Oh, yep.
For breakfast. I mean, just do stuff crazy, put the table upside down and eat in the chair, eat on the floor. I mean, goofy stuff, but fun stuff that everybody's going to remember. So when they go back to school, or they see their friends, or the elderly senior citizens see their friends, they could talk about the exciting spring break they have. you know, first of all, and Debbie, I don't mean to keep going on, but
no, it's okay. You're good.
Try to go away for spring break. You spend a whole day traveling to where you want to go, even if it's by car or plane or whatever. And by the time you get to your destination in the evening, you are exhausted. So just imagine doing this stuff at home. You're actually getting a head start and able to do a lot more things. And,
Absolutely.
just face it, fast food places are all over the country. All kinds of stuff are the same all over the country. So make yours unique with your family. Have anything else on that, Deb?
I was just gonna say, hey, here's a couple thoughts. Okay, so you could have like, oh God, what's the word I want to say? Field trip, field trip. Okay, so maybe go like, okay, if your environment, like right now, I said I have snow, but like if you could go and go on a bike ride or you could do a hike and try to find some other place to go, like you were saying. But how about going fishing or something? Do something really out of the box. There's a lot of places that you can go and they do catch and release fishing. So you could catch, if you do catch a fish, you have to throw it back in, and who'd want to keep that fish anyways? Because unless you were going to a very reputable area that you could fish, but just doing something kind of fun, like, and maybe have a theme with it. But another thing would be is have a little bake off or cook off.
Yeah,
okay, so one of my clients, this is so fun. Now, these were older kids though, but it was good. It all worked out. And they had done something like you would see on like Cupcake Wars, but you're really doing it in your home. And so you're given a certain amount of ingredients and you have to create something and you have to do something with that. And then they also did another thing where they actually said, okay, you guys are your appetizer, your main dish, your side dish, your this. And you had to come up with something, and not even, you knew what the main dish was, so you knew how to coordinate it, but it was just so much fun. So something like that is always crazy. Get the family involved. So let them get creative. Let them, especially the kids. Lori, when you did that whole thing about the cookies, and you did the Easter cookies, and you did the, with the painting, you could really do sugar cookies as with these young kids. It doesn't matter what the shape is, and do that painting thing again. That is so much fun. And then kids, they feel like they're getting that creative vibe going on, I think that there's just so many things. Also take it as a time that you can teach maybe some of your kids some cultural things from your own culture. Lori being Italian, there's so many things, I'm married to Italians, and my kids, I have Italian, but I'm Polish and Bohemian. So every once in a while we'll throw some like, oh, let's have a night where we eat that food. It's not, and I don't want to say it's not my favorite. I like it, but it's heavy, pierogies or kolachkis or whatever. Try to get your cultural stuff and things that maybe you're not doing on a regular basis to get the kids to understand and learn it so that they can carry on some of those crazy, recipes and traditions that maybe, your family did, so that's another thing, Laura. And one more other thing I was going to say, I'm not going to, like the game of charade, something like that. Do something kooky that people can actually come outside of their comfort zone and be crazy kooky. That's where things can be fun too, and let the kids make up their own little things, and it's fun.
Yeah, and what you could do too is you could get together and tell everybody to come to the meeting with an idea they want to do, and kind of like look at everybody's things and maybe put them in charge, put them in charge of a meal for the day or something.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you about my favorite place to go to, and we always talk about it, and that's Cantini in Wheaton, or Winfield Wheaton. We are very fortunate in the Chicago area to have a couple places that are a lot of fun to go out in nature. And mine is Cantini, and it's just amazing. I'll put that information on the website. But what it is a place where you could get so much of it. They have huge gardens, beautiful gardens and waterfalls where all the colors are going to be starting to come out. And they have, one of my favorites is they have big army tanks from World War II. And the kids could climb on that. They could play war. There's all kinds of stuff. You could kind of teach them a little bit about war by going into the museum, the military museum, which is amazing tool for kids to learn about the history of the wars that went on in the country. and oh, just a fun time. But we also have the Arboretum, which is another place to go. But and those are in the Chicago area within the suburbs. They don't take long. So with that, if anybody's out of state or anywhere, look up a few places that you haven't been yet and take the kids there. And again, have them help you decide. It's their vacation too. But with that, Debbie, I have something else, but I better breathe so I can let you talk.
It's okay. I was just thinking, my daughter had done her internship for at Cantini, and I loved going there. And I've been there numerous times. In fact, even they have a really cool restaurant there, but they have a little gift store, and they have the rose gardens and all those, all the flowers and everything. If you're able to go during that season, but every town has something that you don't even realize. You got to get creative and research. Okay. Lori and I have found, and Lori's the master in a lot of this, of like, you get on the internet. We are so blessed in our kids, they didn't have the internet when we were raising our children, me and Lori. Okay. So if you're raising children now, you have such an advantage because you have that opportunity to just, see what's going on and what's happening and whatever. But you just go on and see in your local area what there is that you may not know about. There's so many little areas and places that do things. And I think they're getting to do more and more of that. So it's a great way to educate yourself prior to have your family meeting, like Lori said, and let everybody have a part in it, and some of your kids at smaller ages might want the silliest things. They might just want to go out for ice cream, who God only knows what they're going to come up with, but it's pretty fun, And this way they had their input. So it's a great subject, Lori. I love this.
Thank you. I mean, it came to me when I was looking stuff on the internet and I thought, spring break. But, the thing is too, a lot of people don't like the idea of the meetings. Maybe they think it's too formal, but you know what? You go in a room, you get family communication, and that's so important. And you know what? It's good to get everybody on the same page. And then if you have older kids or whatever, you could decide at the end of the week if you want to get together and kind of talk about what was fun and stuff. But I'm telling you, make this the best spring break ever without having to take an airplane and go somewhere. Now, if you live in Florida or whatever, you have a lot of your places to go are spectacular. We are very fortunate. There's places all over the United States.
Absolutely.
Go to. With that,
I have one thing. I just have to add one thing. I just thought of this. Okay. I thought the fact that having this little family powwows, especially if you can do it when the kids are smaller.
Right.
When the kids get older, it's always good to have these, again, powwows. Like, let's just say you're going through a financial crisis, or you're going through a health crisis, or you're going through something. You need to have communication completely and openly so that you're not hiding things. I'm not saying that you tell your kids everything, but I'm just saying, I think it's a good pattern to start like getting going, and planning is the first one and making something fun. But when there is something that you have to talk about, y'all have that like more, it's just different, like there's so many families are going in too many directions,
right?
And they don't pull everybody together and be like, hey, we got to talk about this, like we got to figure this out, or let's plan this, or let's do that. So I don't know. It just came to me to think of that. So
you know what we could call it? I just thought of it. Let's kind of theme this. Stop, sit, and talk.
Right. Seriously.
SST.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Listen. I mean, what I say? Stop, sit, and talk. Stop, sit, and talk. Okay.
I love it. I love it. Well, with that, Laura, I know we got crazy big plans, both of us, for things that we have for this weekend, and we've got some very cool interviews coming up, everybody. I just want to let you know that we've been really thinking outside the box of some things that we can bring to you, just to share things that we can let people know and encourage them just in your own life. So I want to just let Lori know that I'm excited. I want to let you all know that we're still pushing for it big time. Yes. We just want to grow, and we know we're growing. We see it. We see what we're doing. more and more people are getting more interactive on our site. I love it. Okay. We're trying, and if we see stuff that you guys posted somewhere else, we're going to share it. But if you want to beat us to it, go ahead and put it on there, as long as we've interviewed you already, or you've talked to us and we've said, yeah, go ahead, put it on there, you know? So with that, Laura, I'm going to have you close us out.
Okay. Sounds great, Debbie. This is great. I want to wish everybody a wonderful weekend. And I know the temperatures are going up and down in the Midwest area, but you know what? Take the time, plan that spring break. And we look forward to hearing what everybody decides they want to do and all your ideas. So with that, I want to say, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.